What's this? Oh, you're not. Nope, I'm not on that chronic tonight. What up? What up, y'all? Mikey T, the movie star here, and I'm gonna be doing my official review for Lloyd Banks's new album, the fourth album in this series, Halloween Havoc Part 4. Let me just make sure my audio is situated. Let me make sure all my audio is good as we get into the live stream. Let me make sure everything is good with the stream. Everybody in here, when you come in, you know what to do. Hit that like button. You know what to do when you jump in here. Hit that like button. Make sure you share the video one time and make sure you drop your city and state. Make sure you drop your city and state in the chat. I'm going to put it up in the poll right now for everyone that's tapping in. If you want to let me know what you thought of the Lloyd Banks album, I'm going to put up a little poll in the chat. How did you grade Halloween Havoc 4? And if you guys are watching this on demand, you guys can actually just put your comments in the comment section. Simple as that, you guys. But I'm doing an official review for y'all tonight. That's right. I'm going over every single track. I'm eager to see how everybody feels as we go over each of the tracks. Track 1 is Above the Law. And everybody, as I'm going over the tracks, y'all can put your thoughts in here as well. I'm eager to know how everybody in here how feels about the album. Let's save our grade for the end of the album, though, y'all. Let's save the grade for the end as far as what y'all gonna grade it. A plus, B plus. You know what I'm saying? But drop your city and state. Drop your city and state in the chat. We're about to get going on this live tonight. We're about to start talking about track 1, Above the Law. And if y'all haven't heard the album, all right, I'm going to give you a little taste because I'm going to be I'm going to be going over a lot of the lyrics tonight. I'm going to be talking about a lot of the production on this album as well. Let me just make sure everything is situated with the stream here. Just customize this real quick and we'll be ready to go. Let me change that. Appreciate everybody that's been checking out the new videos, throwback videos, A Mafia, Uncasa, all them good joints. So let's get into it. Above the Law. Lloyd Banks starts off with the ad-libs. Shock the world, about to shock the world. You're about to shock the world with this beat, Lloyd Banks. You're about to shock the world with this beat, Banks. Hold on, let me make sure everything is good. Oh, what's going on with my phone over here? This beat. So we're talking about the intro right now, you guys. We're starting it off with the intro, obviously, Above the Law. Everything's good. Just make sure. All right, cool. We Gucci on here. All right, good. Everything's good. Everything's good to go. I just got to roll up. But more importantly, let's get to the review. Shock the world. About to shock the world. So you're about to shock the world with that beat from your intro, Banks? Coming in like that, like right off the bat. Guys, I already know what I'm in for on this album. You're about to shock the world, Banks, and I'm about to go to sleep. You're about to shock the world, and I'm about to go to sleep with that beat. Like, Banks, why do you pick the slowest music? But anyways, you're about to shock the world. Well, you know what? If you really wanted to shock the world, come in with a beat that has a grand opening, something that builds anticipation, like how DMX does. You know what I mean? How DMX does with the intros. 50 Cent. You know what I'm talking about? 50 Cent when In the Club comes on. Come on. Fred the Godson intro. R.I.P. to him. He was a spitter. My man's Gordo Frederico. Rest in peace. And y'all go check out that new Rollin' 200 Deep. That's right. So the record that we're listening to now, first record, is Above the Law. Y'all can put your thoughts. So the hook went opposition, Opposition talking again. It's time to remove the problem. Benjamins move everything around here. Let's move without them. Experience is the best teacher. Keeps all the students silent. This morning I woke up on bullshit. I'm choosing violence. Banks came in with a decent hook here, but in all honesty, this kind of sounded like an extra song off of Cody. Opposition talking again. It's time to remove the problem. Benjamins move everything around here. Let's move without them. Experience is the best teacher. Keep all the students silent. This morning I woke up on bullshit. I'm choosing violence. Banks coming in with a hook. But honestly, it's sounding a little bit like a Cody. You know what I mean? It's sounding like a Cody track. The Course of the Inevitable. And this is supposed to be Halloween Havoc. This is supposed to be a different style, Banks. This is supposed to be a different style of Banks spitting, but it's round, pound, clown, town. I really had high hopes, but this intro isn't helping. Just the fact that the beat is so boring. Please stop letting this guy release beats like this. Add some flair to the song. It's all bass heavy. It drags along. The speech is muffled. My boy, I'm listening. He has $100,000 speakers, and Banks always sounds muffled. It always muffled when I'm listening to you, Banks. Change acoustically how you sound. Get like Bang & Olufsen to produce your next album, or Harman Kardon or something, homie. And do me a favor, Banks. Do me a favor. Asking people for $100 on Twitter for your Cold Corner 3 album. Banks, you're too rich to be doing that. You're too rich to be doing that. And a couple of the rappers out there doing shit like that. I'm going to make a whole episode about that, actually, because it's getting corny. I'm just being real. It's getting corny. So listen, let's get on to some more of the lyrics from this joint. He said, trust me, dog, I'm sleeping fine. Give a fuck about your demon, how my pieces shine. You seen me before, here comes the redesign. I'm street inclined. I put that work in before, but it's peaking time. These bars are average. I need everybody in here to hit that like button. I'm giving you the Halloween Havoc 4 album review. We're talking about track number 1. We're only on track 1 of 15, guys. So let me hit the like button. Let me know what city and state's tapping in. Let me know how you felt about the album. But these bars are average, y'all. They're mediocre. They're regular. The reintroduction to the album is weak. You've seen me before. Here comes the redesign. I'm street inclined. Put that work in before, but it's peaking time. It's not peaking time, Banks. You know what I'm saying? Your time was in 2004. You moved 433 albums in a week. You waited 2 years to follow it up, and then 4 years after that with The Hunger for More 2. You want to know what time it is? Do you want to know what time it is, Lloyd Banks? You said it's peaking time? You meant it was Peking duck time, right, Banks? From the Chinese store? That's what you get, right, Banks? You use the word peaking. You use the word peaking in a rap song. Peaking, homie? First of all, white people word alert. White people word alert. Peaking. And no, you guys, he didn't mean Peking duck. I thought he was talking about Peking duck, though. I'm not going to lie. Where are you peaking to, Banks? Banks, you actually fell off your peak, homie. You fell off Mount Everest, as a matter of fact. You fell off Mount Everest, Lloyd Banks. You fell off a cliff. You fell off the cliff at its highest peak. Mount Everest. What are you talking about? You're selling $100 per album on Twitter. Banks, what are you talking about, man? You was at your peak when you were standing next to Curtis. You were at your peak when you were standing next to 50 and popping them things in Stunt 101, in On Fire, in I Want to Get to Know Ya, I Get Money, whatever. You was in your peak when that was going on and you was standing next to 50 Cent. He made you a superstar. He made you a star, Banks. Who approached you like your 50's right-hand man? Let's Get Money, Lloyd Banks. Who approached you like that? You're 50's man. You're still relevant. I'm the head of so-and-so records. Let's Get Money. What are you going to say? What are you going to say, Banks? Are you going to say you were blackballed from the labels? Are you going to say they were scared of 50 Cent? 50 honestly does not hate you that much to mess up a deal for you. He wouldn't mess up a deal with you and Yayo. With you guys, it's different. He would not sabotage you guys. So Banks had some hard lyrics, though, on this. I'm not going to lie. He said, I'm nice as fuck. Kill them for those who thought that it might be luck. My ISIS truck. Too much star power. A banco will light you up. You typing stuff. New bricks of green. A regular night for us. When lightning struck, I walked out even stronger. My price went up. He said, pot colossal, got my eyes closed. Still got the Roscoe. Come party with the honcho. Floozies could have a slideshow. Been around the world half a dozen. I need my 7th time goal. Too many years counting money. I'm messing with the blindfold. Bad news will have you activities paranormal. Had your number, had to call you. Planet on average soil. Rapper got a magic portal. So Banks right there, honestly, I was feeling the bars. You know what I mean? I was feeling what Banks was saying there. Salute everybody up in here. Hit that like button. I got to get my charger real quick, y'all. And I got to roll up some gas. Let me know what y'all are rolling up. Right now, we're still talking about track 1. I'm going over some of the last bars before we get on the Convoy, track 2. So this is track 1, Above the Law. Let me see a couple more lyrics here that stuck out to me. He said, classic beats, I had them for you. Golden records, platinum spoiled. Ready for action. All you dudes took a shot. We'll have your time. Bad enough we see you falling now. You got to watch me climb. As long as I get brand new heat, there's gunners for me. I'll be fine. Nothing breathing that could stop me. Won't forget the bottom line. Dollar signs. The bottom line is dollar signs. Right. The bottom line is dollar signs, but you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between the touring that you were doing back then and the touring that you're doing now. And, you know, a lot of people were looking at 50 crazy, not any of us in the general public. We were looking at Banks like he was able to enjoy the finer things that a rapper gets to enjoy, touring 150 days plus a year, making money like that. He was putting you on, I don't know if they were private jets back then, but he was putting you on touring. You know what I mean? Like how Drake took French Montana on tour and made him a superstar. Need I say more? Drake does that type of shit for people. So he said the bottom line is dollar signs. And it's like sometimes when people get money, they be chilling though. So let's get into it. Track. I got to get my charger. 1 second, y'all. $100 on the charger. Cost 20. That's some whack shit. All right, y'all. Hit that like button if you're just tapping in. Let me know what you grade Halloween Havoc Part 4. I'm going over the whole album tonight. So track 2, Convoy. He said, Southside full of 357s, Pound Town. Give a fuck if you was up back then, you down now. Now heads round, they never been loyal. They bounce around, gold plotting and globe trotting, new ground found. They laugh when I was hurting, but who got the frown now? So Banks' first lyric on this, I just want to dive into the lyrics a little bit. You know what I'm saying? South Side full of 357s. Pound Town. A 357 is not a popular choice like that, Banks. Banks, I'm going to let you know, man. A 357 is not a popular choice like that, homie. I'm being real with you. Most people like Glocks. Come on. They like Glocks over there in that section. My bad, y'all. Let me know when we back. I should have rolled up on that break. Let me know when we back in Gucci. Let me make sure my set is right. All right, my bad about that. My bad about messing up the review, y'all. My bad about that. My bad about that. I didn't turn the damn shit. I didn't actually plug the freaking shit in the wall. I didn't plug the shit in the wall, but we back and better than ever. So let me go over this lyric. Banks said South Side full of 357s. Pound Town. Give a fuck if you was up back then, you down now. Now heads round, they never been loyal. They bounce around. Now heads around, they never been loyal. They bounce around. So when you get up, people are all around, Banks is saying. Gold plotting and globe trotting. They're plotting for money and they want to travel the world with you, is what Lloyd Banks is saying. Okay, I feel you, Banks. New ground found. They laughed when I was hurting, but who got the frown now? So let's go. Let's go. A 357 Banks, South Side, full of 357s. Pound Town. Banks, I'm sorry, homie, but a 357 is not a popular choice. It's not. It's not a popular choice like that, Banks. Most people like Glocks. They like Glocks over there in that section, Banks. But a Magnum 357? Do you know how big that is, bro? I'm just saying. Lloyd Banks says stuff again because it sounds cool. But I'll be honest with you, it's not convenient to walk around with a 357 on you. I feel like they're probably carrying Glocks. Let's be real about this. Halloween Havoc 4 album review right now. Track 2. We're talking about Convoy. And I'm addressing 357s. I'm addressing 357 Magnums, the Magnum 357 in the hood. Come on, I feel like they're probably carrying Glocks, Banks. It's just not necessary. It's not really necessary. And Pound Town? Pound Town, Banks, is it really Pound Town? The borough of Queens? Let's really analyze it. I want to ask the question, why does everybody say that Queens is the softest of all the boroughs? It's been an ongoing joke for 20 years. It's been a joke for 20 years already, so please don't get mad at me. Y'all know I got love for Queens. So miss me with the whole Pound Town shit. Where is Pound Town, Banks? Is it Baisley? Is it in Baisley? Because it's definitely not in Rochdale. Just asking. Tell me where that is, because Queens is a large borough. You know what I mean? And only one two of the sections actually get busy. Whenever someone says that you're from Queens, when someone says, yo, you're from Queens, you look official. You must be from where? Help me out, y'all. When someone says, you're from Queens, you look official, you must be from where? Jamaica. And then you be like, nah, I'm actually from Flushing. Am I still thorough? Am I still thorough, though? Is Flushing Pound Town, Lloyd Banks? What about St. Albans? How about St. Albans, Banks? Where all the beautiful houses are? Is that Pound Town? See, that was a trick question. That was a trick question. St. Albans is not like Flushing. That was a trick question. So they're lyrics that sound good, but it's like what we like, Banks, are lyrics that are authentic to the street. I don't mind that he's stretching things. It sounds good. It rhymes. But he really doesn't know that Queens isn't actually known as Pound Town. Banks isn't outside enough to actually know that. Even some of the slang that he's using on this album is off. So Banks said, give a fuck if you was back. Give a fuck if you was up back then. You down now. Now heads round. They never been loyal. They bounce around. Gold plotting and globe trotting. New ground found. They laugh when I was hurting, but who got the frown now? Look at this rhyme scheme, man. Round, frown, now. I'm not interested in any of these bars. You heard what I said? I'm not interested in any of these bars. I'm not dissecting any of that. Pound, round, frown, clown. I'm not dissecting any of these bars. This is the shit I don't like. This is that type of shit I don't like, you guys. I don't like it. This is what makes a song skippable. This is what makes a song skippable for me. Because it's like, what else is on here? Listen to me rapping like that. Every song is very lackluster. To me, it took no effort for Banks to do that. You can honestly tell he just did that in 5 minutes. You know, there's certain songs. You know, there's songs on this album where you can tell that he actually put thought into them. You can tell the producer pushed him in the right direction. He said, yo, here's the beat. Here's the subject. Banks needs someone to tell him that, apparently. The last artist I worked with wrote the song about X, Y, and Z to this beat. But you could do it about this, about clothes, about that. And where's that Blue Hefner talk, man? Some people are saying Banks is a father now, so he can't really be blue. I get it. And let's talk about that, Hugh Hefner. Why are you blue, Banks? Why are you blue? Are you Crip? I get it. You made yourself a Halloween superhero, Banks. I'm Blue Hefner. You wanted to kind of be like Hugh Hefner, and you have a lot of hoes, but you ended up settling for one. You ever wonder why some dudes are single? It's because they like variety. They don't like stability, and they don't like people telling them things. And they don't like people telling them things. So Banks says another bunch of dope lyrics. Legendary bracket, out the pack, blue magic, superstars and coupe cars, back to back through traffic. I'm a sicko. All my notebooks should be wrapped in plastic with the grip low. How I'm flipping is trap gymnastics. Who put all them rest in pieces on your tattoo practice? There's a difference between arguably and actual classics. All that riffing on the net will get you raccoon glasses. The beat is fire on this one, I won't lie. Convoy, track 2. I'm glad you switched it up from the intro, Banks. It's not boring, it's great. This is Lloyd Banks cruise music, y'all. Chilling. It's chilling shit. I fuck with this, you know, but the intro was weak. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The intro was weak. So what, Banks? I'm on the net talking shit. So what? I'm on the net talking shit. So guess what, Banks? Come give me raccoon eyes. I'm talking shit on the net, Banks. So come give me raccoon eyes. Come do it. Because you feel like you want to. Look at the last bar. All that riffing on the net. All that riffing on the net will get you raccoon glasses. So come give me raccoon eyes. Come do it, Banks, because you got a bunch of yes men around you. Cody didn't work, but I'm going to go on reviewing this album. And Banks, who was the last person that you actually put raccoon eyes on? Oh, I get it, though. Banks. Super Mario Part 3. When Mario turns into the raccoon, I actually said that on one of my lives. I said Hassan Campbell looked like the Super Mario Brothers raccoon. But that's interesting to me that Lloyd Banks be saying the same stuff that I be saying. It's interesting that he honestly thinks the way that I think. It's interesting that he be thinking the stuff I be thinking. I said to myself, Hassan Campbell looks like the raccoon from Super Mario Brothers 3. Like when Mario takes the leaves and turns into the raccoon and then he can fly. Man, I should rap, you guys. I should figure out a way to put the shit that I be thinking into actual bars. So Banks said, legendary bracket out the pack Blue Magic. We're going to go over this one, guys. Oh yeah, Frank Lucas. Blue. You crip, Banks? Yo, hit that like button if y'all in here. Hit that like button. Share this video one time. Shout out Merrick. What's poppin', Merrick? Let me know what city and state you're tapped in from. And let me know what grade you give Halloween Havoc 4. Legendary bracket. Out the pack Blue Magic. Superstars and coupe cars. Back to back through traffic. I love this bar, you guys. But number one, you're not Frank Lucas. That's number one. You're not Frank Lucas. Number two, you don't have Blue Magic. That's number two. You couldn't name your album Blue Magic either, man. You don't have Blue Magic, so you couldn't do it. Back to back in coupes in the streets through traffic. Where, Banks? Where? On the Van Wyck? On the Van Wyck, Banks, because I've never seen you. I'm on the Van Wyck all the time. Tell me, what streets are you cutting on? Well, I mean, you're not on the streets, obviously. What highway are you cutting through traffic? Are you on the Grand Central Parkway? What are you going to Manhattan, Banks? I didn't see you with the coupes. I only seen the dudes with the M3s racing on the Jackie Robinson. I'm outside, Banks. I seen them racing on the Jackie Robinson, on the Belt Parkway and shit like that. But I never seen you, Banks, or your crew. And you know what, Banks? You're really not even into racing. I seen Trav outside. Stop fronting on the racing because my man actually races whips and everyone knows him. So you got cars, but I get it. You're afraid to hit the potholes and shit. I hate that too. But it's not like that anymore, man. It's not like back in the day when it was in 2010. They really cleaned the potholes up on the way to New York, homie. So the hook. He said, everyone's fiending. It's time to feed the streets. All y'all rest in peace when I release. North, south, west to the east, I got the reach. Back to back sixes like the mark of the beast. Haters shutting up, success prepares the speech. Whenever there's somebody kicking, there's a leech. None of us will lay down. We don't fear defeat. All of y'all rest in peace when I release. So this is the hook for the track Convoys. That's how I wanted to do it on my review. I actually go over lyrics and I go over the hooks, and that's why I form these opinions that I have about music. I've been listening to music for over 20 years, you guys. I've been here for the duration of this man's career. That's why I am reviewing it. So that was the hook right there. All y'all rest in peace when I release. See, this is good because you're jacking Biggie's shit. You're jacking Biggie's shit, but it sounds good. You're jacking Biggie's bars, but it sounds great. When I release, you lose teeth like little Cease. You ain't say that part though, did you? You didn't say when I release, you lose teeth like little Cease. This is a good Biggie reference. I really love it on your hook, man. Everyone got to see it. Everyone's got to see it, man. It's a Biggie bar. The hook might have worked. Why? Because I guess maybe it's already a hit. Make your mouthpiece obese like Della Reese. It was tried and it worked already. It's a great idea. And Banks actually does this again on the album. And I really, really like what Banks is doing. He actually did some Eminem shit on a few tracks. It's a great idea. You need to do that more on your hooks because it's okay to borrow something that was already a hit. The Lobby Boys do it. Nobody is going to say that you're jacking nobody. When someone like Jay-Z does it, though, it's like, nah, he's D-riding Biggie. But when you're doing it, it's like, hey, man, he only does it once in a while, you know? Another lyric that got me on Convoy, the last lyric I'll go over was, to hate on me is criminal, looking off for the pinnacle. When you hear me, you say you can't fuck with me. That's in general. I roll right over 10 of you. Can't even see my interlude. Kilo for the B-roll on and the stones in my emblem blue. So that was another lyric that caught me. Of course, Banks is always rapping about his stones and shit. So track 3, we're moving on to track 3, you guys. Familiar Scars. Oh man, and this song right here, it was just way too much of a run on. It was way too much of a run on. I don't like this whole rhyme scheme pattern. I would easily skip this song, Familiar Scars. This is a song that you would really fall asleep to. I feel like it's got zero replay value. I kind of feel like Bank was thinking like he was attacking the song or whatever, the way he was dropping the bars, the way that he was like attacking the track, not letting it breathe. But this to me was kind of like a big run on sentence, you know? It was a big run on sentence. It just has no clean structure. Even if the bars are dope, you know, you shouldn't have to work so hard to actually figure it out, you know? And your voice is not refined. You know, you need to make it clear where the new bar begins. Make it clear where your new bar starts. That's just a little bit more constructive criticism I have. There's too much filler in there, just to be real. There's a lot of filler material in there. Like someone is scared to tell him, like, yo, go back to the stew and re-record this. This could be a freestyle or something, but this shouldn't be on the actual album. Get focused. You know what I mean? That's how I can tell that you have a lot of yes men on deck. Yes, that sounds like a great Banks. That sounds like a great Banks song to put out. Put that shit out. Is nobody going to say hold up? Is nobody going to say hold up? Nah. What is that? Disrespectful? But Dr. Dre says that to everybody. He will tell you to do your shit over 4 times. He doesn't care if you're Nas. He doesn't care if you're 50 Cent. Dr. Dre is going to send you back to redo your material. And honestly, I feel like that's what a lot of these artists should be doing anyways. You know, like I understand like people be thinking Little Wayne, he doesn't write it down on a pen and pad and everything that he just comes out of his mouth is genius. But come on, man. The people have been waiting on this material. But anyways, let's move on. Let's move on here. I definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Make sure you guys hit that like button one time. He said, yeah, I took a loss, but here's my rematch. You peep that? The same ones that fronted down on their kneecaps. My life's been like a horror movie. We ain't with the losing God. I need to talk to fuel me. I hope my haters never lose their jobs. I'm used to scars, backing up the foreign in the new garage. Pops ain't never do shit else. He made a superstar. So that was the hook right there, actually on the song Familiar Scars. So next up, we're going to move on to the track called track 4, Speeding Seasons. Banks actually said this is 15 years in the making. 15 years in the making, to the top from here. Some of the lyrics that caught me, he said, sometimes you got to go through shit. Money won't always make it right. It's speeding season. Ain't no bricks in sight. Loyalty will get you points. Dishonor will take your stripes. The pressure's building up my appetite. Footprints of a giant, even bigger in my afterlife. Won't go $1 under asking price. Take the bank, snatch the dice. Opposition lapped him twice. So I believe that was the hook right there on Speeding Seasons. Good track. Good track. Some of the other bars that caught my attention. Funny how when I'm most you're not. Wondering where my copy been. Jacking my style to a T. How could we not be twins? Left a couple at the dock shit. How could you not? How could you not me win? When your shit gets rough, they. Oh shit, my bad. I messed up these lyrics here. He said, when your shit gets rough, they jump ship like a Somalian. I watched the toughest soldier cry. Yo, what part of the code is that? Making it make my heart thaw a little, and then it froze it back. So yeah, these lyrics right here were actually really good just because of the way that it came off. He said, I watched the toughest soldier cry. Yo, what part of the code is that? Making it make my heart thaw a little and then froze it back. Like that was some really tight in-depth type lyrics. You know what I mean? Like Nas type shit. Looking out the window through the street culture. You know, a lot of people say that Banks was, watching from his house too. You know what I mean? Just seeing what was going on out there and shit. So Banks said, enough with all the holding back. 4 to 5 new albums, my goal is plaques. You shining, but it's custom Cuban pendants. Who sold him that? Closet for your bogus stacks. Shame sticks, you won't detach. Life will hit you full speed. So that was full speed right there, you guys. He had a dope hook. On here. Loyalty will get you points. Dishonor will take your stripes. The pressure building up my appetite. Footprints of a giant, even bigger in my afterlife. Some Pac type lyrics right there. On one of the other tracks, Banks actually mentioned the Pac shooting in Atlanta as well. So that was a good song, Speeding Seasons. And we also just made it through Familiar Scars, which I really wasn't feeling just because of his delivery. I thought he really should have basically put the song together a little bit better. And guys, I had to write down all these lyrics on my own because it's not like they're readily available on websites either. And like I said, sometimes Banks needs to refine his voice more because some of the things you can't really understand. Sometimes he's just making up things. Like he said, Banco. I'm not sure if he's referring to himself. He said Pac Colossal. I almost looked it up to see if that was a strain of marijuana or something, just to do research as to what I was going to be reading to y'all. He said, wondering where my copy been, jacking my style to a T. How could we not be twins? Yeah, so we're going to move on to track 5, Dangerous Minds. So this track, good track right here. He had some good lyrics here. He said, bullet holes in my 4-figure garments ain't even break my skin. Bet you think money grows on trees. Put your gloves on and rake them in. Anytime that I land on top counts for a South Jamaica win. Trust me, shit's always goes left. The devil's right hand will break your chin. And kids grow up victims to the predicaments you raised them in. $1.50 is Satan's grin. Some Same Sutton to Stapleton. Back on my 5 and better. It's starting to feel like '08 again. Back on my 5 and better. It's starting to feel like '08 again. I know just what it takes to win. Plotting while I'm vacationing. Product of New York dopers. The smokers want a free base again. So, yeah, your neighbor is proud when you win. But at the end of the day, what artist did Banks help out in Jamaica? Why didn't you actually go back and pull someone out of there and say, he's next? You know? Yeah, you're right. Jamaica roots for you because you're all they got. In Banks, you got bars. But in reality, Jamaica even rooted for Bangum Smurf. They root for their own. Jamaica rooted for Maserati Fox. They root for their own. So I see what Banks is saying, but where's your dumb outs? Why are you not trying to put anyone on? You could have signed Vado and Dave East before anyone. Just like Yayo could have signed French Montana and Max B. You could have signed Vado and Dave East. They're spitters like you. You don't have to view them as competition. You should have signed them to your label so you had spitters. Shit, you should have signed the PLK. No, not you, Banks. Cassidy. People would have said Cassidy and Banks are together. People would have said Cassidy and Banks are together. Now we get an official album. We got all the bootlegs. They wanted an official release. It was a no-brainer. It was money in the bank, so to speak. But the fact, I got to say this, you guys, the fact that Banks is using the word predicament, that's strange to me. First, it was raccoon eyes, right? This is disturbing to me how Lloyd Banks thinks the same as me, you guys. This is kind of crazy. So there were a couple other lyrics that caught me on this one, you know. He said, favorite time of the year is when the trouble come out to play. I'm a burner. Everything that I touch, stay the fuck out my way. These haters in all directions, I'm spinning around when I spray. I ain't even breaking a sweat like a scrimmage now when I play. I've been loading this clip for all of them. All 4 of them will make them sick with more triggers than the postpartum out in Harlem whipping this shit. Yeah, rest in peace to Maserati Fox. Everybody in here, hit that like button. So Banks also said, hardest they praise and can't do shit with me. Maybe I'm out the loop with this. My DNA is linked to John jeans, wallets, and Ruger prints. Haters supply your gruesome wish. Laughing out of the stew convinced. Steaming hash in a scream mask, penning this shit to Kruger flicks. It was so funny how he started mentioning like horror movies, and then before on the last track he was mentioning Paranormal Activity. He said activities paranormal and just fit it into a bar. So Banks also said on this track, Dangerous Minds, he said, should have been served you this shit last year. Waiting to lose suspense. The stagnation of the contract was stalling me. I've been moving since. Couldn't deal with the old Banks. What the fuck they gonna do with this? Very interesting. The stagnation of the contract was stalling me. I've been moving since. Very interesting choice of words right there, because I do know, I want to say he released the Cody albums with Empire. So where is he releasing Halloween Havoc? You know what I mean? It seems like he's doing it direct from self. Shout out my brother Tiffy, free Tiffy, do for self. Lloyd Banks would really do well doing for himself. So next we're going to get into clubbing and chaos. I like the way Banks started this out. He said, bottles at the VMAs like Kanye, blue and orange bomber at the Barclays. Saturday, we bring the K up like Deontay, filet cut on the China sticky crumb plate. PLK, I'll push the bar up till the bar breaks. Set my throne in competition, sipping stomp grapes. My dude's gang related. Banks go good with all colors. All they know is shoot fast and steal like the Ball brothers. Traditional shopping sprees made them all love us. Rough sex under designer fall covers. Chronic for months. Lobster for tour supper. Cocaine marble. Hundreds to the floor buffer. You was never my man, you was a tour jumper. And I wouldn't give a fuck if the force slump you. My little man's a loose cannon, he's about that action. Run around with more tears than Mark Jackson. Yeah, this song right here, Clubbing in Chaos, it's a dope ass song, but it's not a club record. You know what I mean? It's not a club record, but Banks is spitting here, you guys. But I'd like an explanation on this one, Banks. I want an explanation. Are you talking about the basketball coach, Mark Jackson? I don't know who you mean by that at the end. He said, my little man's a loose cannon. He's about that action. Run around with more tears than Mark Jackson. Yeah, this album doesn't have club songs, and they got one song that is for the ladies, but we're going to get into that more at the end. But they almost throw you off a little bit by calling the song Clubbin' and Chaos, because a lot of the G Unit rappers were known for putting out club records on their first releases. So I was actually I was a little bit let down by this record in the sense that we didn't get a Lloyd Banks club record, but I also was picked back up with the way he was just spitting, talking about the VMAs like Kanye. Little bit weird though. Bottles at the VMA like Kanye, blue and orange bomber at the Barclays. So he hit it right on that. So the hook. On the intro, he actually said, back on that party hard and bullshit. But on the hook, he was saying, fuck being a runner-up. I got my eyes on the prize. Still another day, another buck. Dropping in the winter, fuck the summer up. They will never treat you like one of us. So another part I want to go over. There's a couple more bars from this song I want to go over, actually. This is going to be good. Banks said, feels like a monster when the trouble grab you. For anybody that want to take it there, I love to travel. Ain't nothing like foreigns. They hug the avenue. I'm shitting on your hood. It's my public bathroom. Bitch told me to go to hell. Shit, I've been there and left it. Felt so godly it wasn't nothing to play the exit. Okay. So that bar right there I want to hone in on. Ain't nothing like foreigns. They hug the avenue. He said, for anybody that want to talk, for anybody that want to take it there, I love to travel. Ain't nothing like the foreigns. They hug the avenue. Let's ask DJ Envy. Let's ask DJ Envy. Is Lloyd Banks, or was Lloyd Banks hugging any avenues with him in Queens? Because DJ Envy's from there. And DJ Envy has what? Yeah, that part. I'm shitting on your hood. It's my public bathroom. I don't know if people are going to appreciate that bar, Banks. Why is it that's something that you want to do? Just because you're not there anymore? I mean, you don't have to do all that. You don't got to be there no more, but you don't got to do all that. Why? Because you might get stuck there. You might have to go back there. Because you know what I'm saying? If the money runs up, you know what they say? You got to see the people that you saw going up on the way back down. You know what I'm saying? Banks, just remember, man, you might have to go back to some of them same lobbies and some of them same hoods that you're dissing. You might have to go back to them because I don't think 50 is going to be giving you another loan. And let me tell you something, Queens ain't the same. Queens ain't the same, and Bangum Smurf ain't around anymore. So, all right, some more great lyrics on this song, though. Some more great lyrics. Banks said, woke up by a money machine, hell of a listen. And I ain't giving nobody dap, my palms itching. You've been telling everybody's business so long you're calm snitching. Police want to catch your boy slipping and convict him. All right, come on, Banks. You're not really on the hip hop police's radar. They were on Tony Yayo. The hip hop police were on Tony Yayo, so that bar is cap. Police want to catch your boy slipping and convict him. Convict you of what, Banks? Block watching? What are you doing? Convict you of what? You're not even recording music. You just blaze L's in your crib. What are you doing that is illegal? You're a civilian, Banks. You are not known for you are not known as a G unit money getter. You know what I mean? You weren't known as that, so you borrowed Tony Yayo's Pelly Pelly leather. You rode around in Tony Yayo's Escalade. You had the bars, those Banks. You had the bars, though, Banks. Everyone knew you were an asset. This guy isn't street enough, but he's talented. You're like the ball player everyone told to go to school. You're the good guy, Banks. Go to the library. Go read something and study. Stick to rapping. So listen to this lyric, though, you guys. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Banks said, woke up by a money machine. Hell of a listen. And I ain't giving nobody daps. My palms itching. What kind of money machine do you have, Banks? Does it count 10 racks or does it count 100 racks? Because if you got the shit that counts 10 racks, I'll tell you this, it's annoying. It looks annoying. So yeah, Banks, I do know the sound of that. And I like the sound of that, man. It's like, turn the fan off. You know what I'm saying? It's like the ceiling fan is on. But again, it depends on the pace. You know what I mean? If you got the shit that counts 10K or 100K. The 100K joint makes it sound like it's on super speed. You know what I'm saying? But let me stop because regular people don't run the 100K through a machine to count it. Banks' bars definitely sound cool. Banks' bars sound cool, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not lying to you guys. But we're going to go to track 7. Diamond Heist featuring Vado. And I'm smoking on some do-si-do and gelato tonight. Unintentional rhyme. Unintentional rhyme. I'm smoking on some gelato and do-si-do. So track 7, Diamond Heist featuring Vado. Vado had a great feature on Diamond Heist. I want to say he rides the beat nice. Vado followed the structure. He had a cleaner structure. The words, the rhymes, they're more on, you know what I mean? And he's on it right off the bat. I love the way that Vado catches the beat on Diamond Heist. You know what I'm saying? And Banks on this song, Banks kind of has one of those verses that he could have put anywhere, to be real with you. But I like the way Banks was using his wordplay in this. Because on Diamond Heist, Banks was saying, proof is in the profit. I prove it all if we do particulars. Still never repeat the same shit with the drip. I'm superstitious. Private pools and slippers. Christian Dior and Aruba pictures. I move the slickest. Left with the belt on a few divisions. I hit a list on Gucci paper if it gives me elegance. All right, we're not even going to go over any more of these Banks lyrics on this one. Oh, I like this one, actually. He said, I put a bag on you the size of Missy Elliott's. Ignorance, anger, emotion. I pick intelligence. Yeah, bitch broke my heart in the 3rd grade. I've been pimping ever since. Lloyd Banks keeps on mentioning this girl who broke his heart in the 3rd grade. Homie, a girl should not be breaking your heart in the 3rd grade. Jeez, I had a girl in the 3rd grade too. I had a girl in the 3rd grade too, and they had to move me out of my mom's crib, so I had to leave my girlfriend. We had the whole thing, the end of day at the school, end of the year, when I knew I wasn't going to see my girl anymore, and she was bad too. You know what I'm saying? We was like, little kids and shit. I had like the baddest girl in school. Maybe me and Banks was probably like the coolest kids in school and shit. So, anyways, me and my girl had to break up. You think I wasn't messed up about that? But we're talking about second and third grade, man. Nobody remembers that shit. Come on, man. Come on. I have the same type of it's weird how many similarities Banks and I actually have. It is honestly weird how many similarities Banks and I actually have, from losing out on a love in the third grade, you know what I mean, to all that different kind of stuff, man. To actually saying some of the same words if you're just tapping in, like predicament, the raccoon eyes from obviously from Super Mario 3 is what we both know it from. So that's just crazy. But oh yeah, so I really like the hook on this one. I feel like Banks really got into his voice on this hook on Diamond Heist. He said, "Look like I just left out a diamond heist. You lose your leverage being calm, no problem with being wrong. Eyes on me since I was born. Held the shit down long enough. It's only right we get on. Turn it to a movie under bright lights and we perform." So yeah, the lyrics on that were dope. And Vado actually came out with some dope lyrics too. He said, "Fresh is out of Harlem since Porter and Teddy Riley, reporting this out in Maui, recording it loud and proudly. I spit a rhyme 100%, every bit of mine. Round 6 mil at the table, we call it dinner time. 6 to 9, I'm out yelling fiends to get in line." Yeah, so I really like Vado's feature on here. I feel like Lloyd Banks had a different kind of a wordplay in this one that I liked, the way he was using the lyrical aspect. "We'd be a scary sight. Your little earrings, canary ice. You hear me, ice. You got hot sniffing that berry white. You got hot sniffing that berry white." Yeah. So up next, we're moving on to track 8, which is called Trap Dice. Trap Dice, you guys. Y'all ready for track 8? Trap Dice. We're officially halfway through the album. We are officially halfway through the album. Yeah, I should roll up. Y'all hit that like button right now and I'll roll up. Let me see what I got here. Got some fuego. Got some fuego on deck. All right, this is the gelato. Perfect. Hit that like button if y'all are tapped in. How is Banks still relevant? Yeah, you're right, because he's nice. Banks is still relevant because he's nice. Banks is still relevant because he had a career. You know, Banks is trying to make it so he has a career in the next 10 years as well. And that's why he's trying to put out new music. You know, he's already put out 3 albums. He's trying to show some consistency. But a big issue is a lot of the fans of Lloyd Banks have actually moved on. You know what I mean? A lot of people have fell out with rap music that were fans back in those days. A lot of those people are some of those people are just listening to R&B right now and chilling and working 9 to 5s. You know what I'm saying? They're done with the G-Unit era. You know what I mean? They kind of that rotten apple, you know the deal. You know the deal. It's all about a dollar bill. Yeah, I know Lloyd Banks material, you guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on here reviewing this for you. If I had not purchased Lloyd Banks material, if I had not seen Lloyd Banks material throughout my whole life, I would not be on here talking about it. But track 8 is called Trap Dice. Banks said, "I had a vision of my lifestyle in the fast life. Exotic cars, want something, ain't gotta ask twice. My arms keep throwing my number. I got the trap dice. If I should slip, I get up and double. I'm that nice. Life a bitch till you hit her off with that act right. The streets are shady. My rolly hand is my flashlight." Yeah, I like Banks's hook here, guys. Guys, I'm letting you know when I like something. I'm letting you know when I'm going to criticize something. I'm keeping it real. I like Banks's hook here. Life's a bitch till you hit her with that act right. Life's a bitch till you hit her with that act right. Mikey T done hit your bitch with that act right. Told your bitch how to act right. I done told your bitch how to act right. I like Banks's hook, you guys. I like the hook. The beat is kind of dreamy. You know, it's like a children video game type of beat. It's a little too slow, but I love the hook. If Yo Gotti didn't have the single act right, I might have thought that Banks should actually call this song Act Right. I might have thought to rename this, to be real with you, because when I come around, that's what people do. When I come around, people get on their best behavior and they act right. Shout out to Banks on this one, man. So Banks said, fuck the popular feature, from independent to mainstream, tackle topics from either. All these flyer miles done got me seasick. Tropical fever, wine and pasta in the Central Plaza. You get your commas up, they recognize you. You ask for real ones, and they sent imposters. Oh, come on, Banks. Come on, Banks. You're saying all that to say what? Are you really rapping about eating pasta at the plaza? Come on. Are you really? You're Banks, you're saying all that to say what? Because I'm not getting anything from this. Yeah, the words rhyme, but what's the subject matter? What are you trying to relay? Like, what are you trying to get across? I feel like I listened to like a Ghostface Killer album with these Lloyd Banks raps, you guys. Because you know when you listen to Ghostface, it's like crash, crash through razor glass, Tony with the goalie mask. And at the end of the song, you're just like, shit sounded pretty good. It rhymed. It rhymed. But did it make sense? What did it really say? That's how I'm feeling with the Banks album, guys. What's for the ladies? What's for the clubs? I think you tried a club banger with Sayari the Kid, but we're going to get there. So Banks said peasants could never knock out a giant. I'm out of head reach. Peasants could never knock out a giant. I'm out of head reach. 3/4 of my lifestyle shopping a Louis pet fleece. Anything for my baby girl in the world in the next speech. Bunch of journalists pressing me. Give a fuck about a press week. Shook on the devil's dance floor. Moves like I got two left feet. Move like I got two left feet, comfortable pinned like the underdog. That's when I get the best me. Stomach roars when I come for war, battles in technique. Every day is a money play, rather mine is a lick week. He really said that in this song. He really said 3/4 of my lifestyle, shopping a Louis pet fleece. I don't relate to buying a Louis Vuitton pet fleece. I don't relate to buying a Louis Vuitton pet fleece. Because if I'm going to go get excessive, go get some accessories for my significant other's dog. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to get some accessories for my significant other's dog, it's going to be Burberry. They love dogs in Burberry, Banks. But a Louis fleece? Come on, stop being silly. Get the Burberry raincoat, Banks. You should know this. I shouldn't be telling you. They got the hat with the dog ears and everything, Banks. No, I can't relate to buying my pet a Louis Vuitton pet fleece. And let me say this also, Banks. No journalists are pressing you. Nobody is pressing you. I'm a harsh critic. A lot of these songs were supposed to be on Cody, I feel. Stick with the cartoon beats, though. Make him your new best friend. Just be around him. Whatever he plays in the studio, go ahead and get on it. Because I think you sound the best with him, to be honest with you. Some of the best songs on your album are produced by him. It's obvious. But the people don't want the slow, boring shit. Maybe you like that many beats per minute, but Banks, it's boring. It's the most boring element from your albums. Pasta, lobster, and pasta in the hotel plaza. What are you really doing? You're just saying shit to say it, man. You're just saying shit to say it, man. Track 9, dope track. Dope track right here, Broken Arrows. If you guys haven't listened to this one, listen to it. I got a few lyrics that really caught me off of this album or off of this track called Broken Arrows. Everybody, let me know what you're rolling up. I'm rolling up some gelato right now. Let me know what you're smoking. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. We're doing the official album review tonight. We're doing the official album review tonight, you guys. Lloyd Banks, Halloween Havoc 4. It looks like Lloyd Banks is going to start positioning some of his classic mixtape series. It looks like Lloyd Banks is going to position some of his classic mixtape series as actual albums. And I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. Okay, you smoking on some Gary Payton? I like Gary Payton. I like the Cookies batch of Gary Payton. They grew some good shit. What else did you say? Oh, you mixed some Moon Rock in there? I haven't been on that Moon Rock yet. I'll be real with you. I don't like mixing shit into my weed. I ain't paying no extra. I ain't paying no extra, to be honest, just to make my weed better because I already buy the best weed. I know I smoke the best weed, so I don't really got to buy any extra Moon Rocks to be putting in my shit. What up, though, would you, the AMP show? Everybody in here that's in here, let me know what city and state you're tapped in from, and I'll definitely shout y'all out. I'm about to smoke up because you know I got the review going right now. We're about to move on to the track called Broken Arrows. He said, this hell is dark. I know I'm bleeding. Can't you tell that I've been shot? I'm feeling dizzy. Someone caught me in the heart. Don't get comfortable. Should have taught me from the start. I wouldn't listen now. It's time for me to harp. Choices you gave me laid me right there in the park. Thought it was over, but somewhere I found a spark. Knew you were waiting. So he had some interesting lyrics there. I'm feeling dizzy. Someone caught me in the heart. Don't get comfortable. Should have taught me from the start. I wouldn't listen now. It's time for me to harp. Choices you gave me laid me right there in the park. Well, I mean, I think we can all make our assessment of what Banks is talking about there. I feel like he's reflecting on his old G Unit days, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? He's reflecting on his old G Unit days, unless he's just telling a story. Appreciate you tapping in from Haiti, brother. Shout out my bro Socrates out in Haiti. Broken Arrows is definitely a track that you're going to want to listen to, guys, though. And track 10, You Shouldn't Be Here. I'm going to say this is my favorite track on the album. This is honestly my favorite track on the album, you guys. Lloyd Banks has a relationship with Eminem. A lot of the rappers out there have never even been in the same room as Eminem, let alone featured on a song with him. You know what I'm saying? The building up on the verses of You Shouldn't Be Here was very reminiscent of Eminem on The Way I Am, you guys. And Lloyd Banks might have actually done that on purpose. He might have done that on purpose. A lot of the building up was reminiscent of The Way I Am, just like he had done some stuff where it was like he was borrowing from Biggie, borrowing from Eminem. You know what I mean? Honestly, fit check. I'm wearing $150 Avirex Nike. So Banks right here, Needless to say, Banks has the best song on the album because this one, it's heartfelt and he's talking about something. You shouldn't be here. People you met are meant to switch. Mama mentioned this. Engine rips and continental drifts. Shout out my brother. Shout out my brother, Continental 25. Shout out my brother, Continental 25. So the hook is you ain't wait or believe, hit me up or deceive. At the point it's too late, I expect you to leave. You shouldn't be. You got shit up your sleeve, inequipped to deceive. Hear you hiss, see your teeth. You won't get to snake me. You shouldn't be in here. I sit back. Listen, guys, I sit back with this pack of zigzags in this bag of this weed it gives me. He referenced Eminem. He referenced Eminem and he referenced Biggie. I love it, you guys. And I like when Lloyd Banks said at the end, when do I hang up my jersey? I need my executive spot. You know, Banks, honestly, man, your executive spot was laying in wait for you. You know, honestly, your executive spot was laying in wait for you. I painted the picture for you perfectly. You could have signed Vado. You could have signed Dave East, in all honesty. It would have been major. But now at this point, you got to majorly rebuild. Track number, what are we on? Track number 11, No Opinions. Banks said, all your views and opinions will never get me pissed. I'll knock 40 rappers off your top 50 list. Lloyd Banks will knock 40 rappers off the top 50 list. Who are the 10 rappers he wouldn't knock off the list, guys? Lloyd Banks said, all your views and opinions will never get me pissed. I'll knock 40 rappers off your top 50 list. This is a good track. No opinions. But tell me 10 rappers better than Banks because he's talking to the top 50 list. Like he deserves to be on the top 50 list, right? I don't really hear people bringing up Lloyd Banks when it comes to the top 50 list, though. Wasn't Rick Ross like number 50 or something? I don't have the list in front of me. I mean, top 100, you're mentioning Lloyd Banks. Top 50, probably not. People would probably put Young Buck over you, Banks. They actually did. When Young Buck joined G Unit, they said Young Buck was the most interesting member of G Unit. Everything about me gives off inconspicuous. You get my drift, I'm good with numbers, so I skip to this. When it was time to shoot my shot, I hit it with a swish. Bullets for Christmas gifts. So Banks said, I made it, but my time ahead of me is my coldest years. I got my gloves on and they hitting like them folding chairs. My favorite time is the winter because it's too cold for chairs. I'm not really sure what kind of gloves Banks is talking about. If it's boxing gear, you know what I mean? Maybe, but he mumbles a lot. So I think he might have said, I want to go boxing with a bear. You can sit on stoops in the wintertime. The wintertime means go home. So you can't. You can't sit on the stoops in the wintertime. I think that's what Banks means about the folding chairs. You know, about my favorite time is winter because it's too cold for chairs. That's why Banks loves the wintertime because you got to go home. You know what I mean? It's too cold for you outside. Go home, or you go in your 4 and V and waste gas blazing the heat. Either or. So we're going to move on to track 12. Roaming Weather. Interesting title name. This kind of sounded like Drake started from the bottom. And it kind of reminded me of when Bobby Shmurda took a Lloyd Banks mixtape cut and made a hit out of it. If you catch my drift. If you get what I mean right there. Tomorrow's not promised. You gotta live today. Karma's a debt. I hope I can settle mine. Every now and then, you gotta get away. Roman weather. There's no better time. Roman weather, guys. If somebody in the chat can maybe, roaming weather, if somebody can maybe give me any indication if you've ever heard this term in the chat, I'd love to hear it. I mean, Banks has been all over the world. He's seen all types of weather. Hey, I'm just saying, a lot of fans actually said that they liked Buck more. A lot of people said that they liked Buck more than Banks. I'm just being real. So Roman weather was okay, you guys. Track 12, Take Me Under, actually produced by Cartoon Beats. Track 12. So let me see some lyrics that actually caught me from this song, Take Me Under. He says, easy to not know this place in this world, what is world as what it's come to. I'll take you under. Come in this world alone, leave the same way, motherfucker. All right, moving on. He says, you got to perform when you get the spot, pulling up in the lamb, have bitches licking their chops. I had too much drama. I kept myself out, picking the locks. I'm inviting demons to come to me. I'm back to betting on myself again. All my chips in the pot, making a mockery out of your offerings. Horror flicks in the drop. Banks loves horror flicks, you guys. Banks loves horror flicks, and so don't I. It's weird. But Banks, don't take what I'm saying as disrespect, man. Take it as constructive criticism, man. You are actually selling the album for $100, and I was just saying that in my last live. But we'll talk about that later. Let me go to another lyric that got me here. I'm getting more comfortable with these nightmares now that I'm winning. I'm forcing myself to go back to sleep to be in them. Life is about resilience. My brilliance keeps me from quitting. Finish. I mean, the grind for me is to complete everything that I didn't. Them bloggers are trying to bait me in. I can tell you fishing, culture vultures in a cesspool, jockeying for position. Jockeying for position. He said, I'm getting more comfortable with these nightmares now that I'm winning. I'm forcing myself to go back to sleep to be in them. That's a very weird lyric to me. Are you forcing yourself to go back to sleep in your dreams so you could relive the past, see how you were acting, and correct your mistakes so now in present day you don't make the same ones that you made before? Is that what you're doing? Is that why you're so into your nightmares? Because at the beginning, when somebody goes through a daunting part of their life, like say when they lose all of their fame, they kind of just keep trying to act like it's not true. They keep trying to act like it's not true. But then when they get comfortable with it, they can actually go back and read the story. They can start to see where they fucked up and maybe correct those errors. Banks, where you fucked up, you're already correcting the error. You put out 3 albums last year. The Course of the Inevitable, 1, 2, and 3. Probably a mixtape sprinkled in with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you corrected a lot of the mistakes you made. The thing is, a lot of the fan base is gone, though. You know, like I said, a lot of the fan base from 20 years ago is just not here anymore. They're not on the computer like that. They're not still listening to mixtape records. So we're going to move on to Bad Advice featuring Sayari the Kid. This is a wavy joint, guys. Hook comes in smooth. You know, this is right up the alley of Lloyd Banks type tracks like Smile, Karma, Help with Carrie Hilson, I Don't Deserve You. People will bring up the female songs from Lloyd Banks, but they will also always remember. They'll always remember On Fire. They'll always remember his club bangers. The hook was good. It was smooth on Bad Advice, but honestly, it was a little slow. It's not dance music, meaning it's not gonna work in the clubs. You can't really dance to it. Listen to the beats per minute, guys. How is it a song for the females? They can't dance to it. What are they going to do? Ice grill each other like all the guys? What are the shorties going to start ice grilling each other? I liked it though. The hook. Can't get no advice from my own homie. Can't get no advice from my own homie. How sad is that when you can't even get no advice from your own scumbag homie? Yeah, but anyways, the hook was cool. Sayari the Kid impressed the hell out of me. I had no idea his voice sounded like that. Salute to Sayari the Kid. Salute to Banks. Although some people might say Banks maybe could have used Sayari the Kid to write that hook and then get a bigger artist on it. You know what I mean? But I think honestly, Sayari got a chance to shine. I hope they do a video for this. But the beats per minute is my major issue with this. The beats, that's the major issue with this. The record not being enough of a dance record for the females. So the bars, you guys. Banks said, as the day built, you busy, never understood relaxing. He said, as the day built, you busy, never understood relaxing. Breaking day still, there's plenty of time for sleeping in my casket. You get sick of all the stupid shit, rather someone to laugh with. If you think you can do better, then go and catch it. I spent so many days out the country, picked up an accent. When you're running through this life fast, minor hiccups will happen. I'm going to make it all again. You think money replaced the talent? So Banks, where'd the punchlines go? Where'd the punchlines go, Banks? They're not present on this one. They're not really readily available on this song. This song is not a heavy hitter, man, just to let y'all know. This track right here, track 13, Bad Advice. This song is not a heavy hitter. This one isn't going to be a heavy hitter, guys. He went light on this entire project, just to say the least. To put it lightly, he went light on this project. So I'm putting it light. You know, the bars, they're not really there. Not on every song, at least. You got to go and look for them. It's not like Dave East's new shit. That boy's got punchlines, punches. He's got everything. Dave East is the total package. He's a little more well-rounded than Lloyd Banks right now. I mean, guys, Nas didn't say Banks was nice. If Nas thought that, Nas would have signed you. Nas would have signed you, Banks. You're from Queens. And if Nas thought you was nice, he would have signed you and you would have left Curtis for Nas. Let's keep it a buck. You weren't riding around like Bang'em Smurf, so stop with all this gas and Banks shit. If he was nice, someone would have signed him and he would have ended up like Beanie Siegel on Rockefeller. Someone would have picked him up. People all said the same thing. Well, he's good, but he's an MR. He's good, but he's an MR. What does that mean? That means mixtape rapper. That means can't do the music all the way. You can't make music. Good luck with your little mixtape. That little kid shit. That's what that means. Let's be real about this. Don't make me go over the tracks. 50 argued with the fact that he gave him On Fire. 50 gave him the same shit with Hands Up. He thinks repeating the success with Joel Santana is going to do something. No, come on, man. This is constructive criticism. Track 14, Condolences. This is the last track on the album. Lloyd Banks mentions that girl again. Was it at 13? Or did he have two heartbreaks? I thought he said there was a girl in third grade, and now is there a girl at 13? Damn. I never thought that he went through 2 heartbreaks. Damn. Listen, I wasn't heartbroken. You shouldn't be heartbroken about no girl from grade school. First of all, you still live with your parents. You know what I mean? You shouldn't really be heartbroken about losing like your girlfriend from like kindergarten and shit. You know what I mean? 13, another story. If Banks is dealing with 2 heartbreaks, he's got me on that one. You know what I mean? I could get some advice from Banks on that one. Actually, never mind. No. Never mind that. I got 2 heartbreaks too. Fuck that. Moving on to track 14, Condolences. So this song was weak. You know what I mean? And I just want to ask the question, what does this have to do with Halloween? What does this have to do with Halloween? I thought this was supposed to be a spooky album. It's Halloween Havoc. Where's the Havoc? I'm here searching track by track, like looking for the Havoc part, like the Havoc part that you left out of it. This is calm. Calm is the opposite of Havoc. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So I feel like you cheated I feel cheated because this is light. It's calm, aka light. Where's the Havoc? As a consumer, that's how I'm viewing it. But you wanted to put some filler, you know what I mean? You wanted to put some variety. You wanted to put a little something for everybody. The club song, a little too small on the club song, a little slow. You started off with the bad intro. We already knew what was in store after the intro, man. This whole mixtape kind of sounded like you should have did more of the Pound Town song, and you should have like my favorite song, You Shouldn't Be Here. You know what I mean? Or You Should Be Here. The whole shit needed to sound like that, man. Where's the rest of the effort, man? You only put 40% in. Where's the other 60%? What is it? Inflation? We don't get the other 60%, Banks? So, guys, I got to give this album a C+. You know what I mean? I can't give Halloween Havoc anything more than a C+. Y'all put your grades up. Let me know what you would grade Halloween Havoc. I'm giving it a C+. Well, I'm giving the album a C+. Banks's album gets a C+ from me because what the hell was that? Where was the Banks got right into it on Condolences, I won't lie. He said, "Told you before, I won't be stopping. No broken records allowed. Soon I'll be at you every quarter. Now, hoping I'll make you proud." Basically, letting us know on this last track that he plans on releasing more music. He said, "A couple want to smoke. You know I'm gonna make them throw in the towel. The industry's been in a bad place. Wasn't hoping till now. People be there for you all the good times and call it holding you down. Making this history out of the mud again. No one corporate's around. Out here, it's seldom you'll see success. Very often you drown." You telling me I don't relate with that? You telling me I don't relate with that, with what I do every day? Getting on the internet, putting out this news? You telling me I don't relate with the fact that very often in this business, very often in this life, you're not successful. You drowned. I could have drowned. Let me think. How long ago was that I could have drowned? Probably some 15, 20 years ago I could have drowned. But I'm here. Doing my damn thing. Lloyd Banks saying, making this history out the mud again. No one corporates around. No one corporates around. I think that's a bad thing, Banks. I think that's a bad thing that you don't have anyone corporate around. You are the guy that should have been able to command the biggest manager in the game when 50 Cent told you it's time to find a new manager. You had just sold 500,000 units in a single week. You should have been able to go get a publicist, a manager, an agent. You should have been in films, television shows, and getting major label money. It's just like the Game. After the Game got off of his Interscope deal, Whack 100 took him to E1. Are you serious right now? You took the Game to E1? That's whack. After the Game left Interscope, he should have been able to command a deal with Def Jam, Epic Records, Capitol Records, Sony, Universal for over $10 million. And you took that man to E1 to do a 50-50 split or a 75-25, whatever the hell the split was on an E1 album with no promotion. And then we had to have the Game running around filming music videos with like 6 or 7 different people. Whatever, man. You fucked the Game's career up. And Lloyd Banks, when you had the opportunity to have really corporate people around you that knew the logistics about the business, you just didn't want to do it. You just didn't want to do it, man. You kind of wanted to run around like Biggie and Pac. I get it. It was your dream to be like them. You know what I'm saying? It was your dream to be like them. Whose dream is it not to be like them? Those were the most successful people. We didn't see Jay-Z's full career play out yet to see the business role that he later took on. You know what I mean? President of Def Jam. Actually, I think he was president of Def Jam, but that was around the time that your second album was getting shut down. Right? Am I right or am I right? Banks said, motherfuckers be quick to judge you. No walking angels around. I lost too many people and it hit me. Can't even lie. My pop went out before we got to fix it. Can't even cry. When one of us gets to make it, when one of us gets to make it, the gates empty the sky. Guess the rain is symbolic. The heavens cry. See you again if I make it with your tattoo of my favorite scriptures. Money, weed, and ice in the air whenever we take a picture. Wow, just Banks's lyrics on that, man. I really like, you know what I mean, the way he just flowed all that together. It was imagery, man. If I make it with your tattoo of my favorite scripture, you know what I mean? He really knows how to make you vividly see something. I like when Banks goes in here, you know, and he's not giving us some shit out of a microwave. You know what I'm saying? Talking about eating pasta at the plaza. Okay. Really? Right. How was that pasta? So I'm giving the album a C+, you guys. He has some dope lyrics on here though, man. With your feet amongst the fire and your back against the wall, you gotta get back on your square and stand tall. Life is full of ups and downs. You're better off than when they found you. Very few will be around if you fall. Timing made me a believer. Death is the only way I'd see you. Till the day comes, I'll be waiting on your call. I know you want me in the freezer. Give a fuck about you either. It'll be condolences from me to all of y'all. Yeah, this is Condolences, the last track on Banks's album. He said, shout out the names that want to get rid of me. Take a number. Won't be repeats when you're knee deep. A little mistake you're under. Understand the streets before you're running them. You get hurt on your turf. No room for the fumbling. Ain't no one you can trust. Hard to be humble when you got to learn to stand tall. See your people stumbling. Them letdowns made you numbers. Them letdowns made you numbers. Them users and yeah, that was a weird lyric that Banks had here. I was trying to put it together when he said them letdowns made you numbers. Them users on when them drugs went in. Them letdowns made you numbers. Them letdowns made you numbers. Them users and when the drugs went in. Them users and when the drugs went in. I didn't really understand that lyric. I owe back everything to God. I know he made me special. Won't be no regrets unless you leave it unsuccessful. But yeah, guys, I had to put together some of these lyrics at just to go over this album, to get a clear understanding of it. None of the websites actually had lyrics available. That's why it took me a little bit longer to get it together, because I really just had to go through and try to get an understanding of this project. I guess Banks's first offering since the Cody series. And he had a couple good songs on there. I feel like a few of them were honestly Cody throwaways. Not throwaways, but Cody leftovers, just because nowadays people aren't really trying to like put so many songs on an album. But I guess we got 14 or 15 here from Banks. You know what I mean? That's a good amount of tracks on an album, man. You got the gas rolled. You damn right I got the gas rolled, bro. Do and gelato. Do and gelato. I really hope everybody enjoyed the review tonight. Y'all can definitely hit that like button right now. Hit that like button. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know if you think I was bugging out. Let me know if you think you agreed with some of my points or whatever. And I'm going to holler at y'all on the next live, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not, subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next live video, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.